Hello, my soul tribe. Okay. So sorry that it's been a few days. This is not feeling right no matter what. And I feel like it's not going to until my energy is settled. I've tried to get ready for this and meditate, but all the lights seem too bright. Everything seems hard for me to go on, but I'm facing my uncomfort. Oh, it's so nice to see you, Pocahontas. I have been reading your comments, darling. I'm sorry if I have terrible eyesight, and I will eventually get glasses when I can afford them. Charity, my darling, hello. Okay. If you guys can be patient with me for just another few minutes. It's been a hard couple of days. So the way that my channeling works, and I say my channeling because we each have our own separate relationship with God. Hi from North Carolina. Shannon. Ingrid, my darling, so glad to catch you on a live. Julie. Oh, I've missed you too, darling. Oh, Shannon, I'm so sorry about your car accident. Yeah, there's been a lot of hard energies lately. That's because, though, time is running out. Okay? And I don't mean time is running out like you have no more time. That's not what I mean, okay? I understand that time is fluid, but there is a time to push the collective into doing some work on their own, okay? I'm not even sure what today's channeling is fully going to be about, but I'm going to share with you what I have been through. The past couple of days have been rough. Spirit, I'm going to need your help here. I told you guys, the change in the wind is coming. Okay? And it's funny, it's not for me, at least for me, and it's going to affect us all on different levels. Please understand that. For me, it's been more absorbing the energies of my soul tribe and what you're going through. I'm not actually having anything bad happening in my life. Actually, my life is okay right now. It's perfect. I'm very blessed. I mean, you may not call me a blue-collar woman, but I work my butt off for what money I do make. It's been blessed. I am very grateful for what I have. Nothing horrendous has happened to me, nothing like that. But whenever I channel, I feel your energies. And when I do personal readings, this is something I've been fighting with Spirit on the past couple of days because I'm very upset that I have to take on some of this stuff. And I say have to. That is a choice. To do a more in-depth reading, I occasionally have to draw in some of your energies. So when I do personal readings, which I'm catching up on right now, they kind of can knock me on my butt sometimes. And I recently had one that I have some permission to share a little bit of it with you. But I was actually asked to sign non-disclosure, so for a very good reason on this reading. This person, I'm not going to give a sex, a name, but they are well known. Yet they were part of a religious cult. And after many conversations, I'll say, with the lawyers, we agreed that I could give away the sect, the group that this person was involved in. We're going to call them PAT. I feel like that's gender neutral and fair. After I was given this sect, I decided, after further nightmares and messages from Spirit, not to release that either. I don't want to put this person's career at all, because we know how online is. People will just go searching for the nearest male, female, and then everything I say, they're going to target a group. And I don't want to ruin this person's career. They worked very hard to get where they are today. But this person was in a cult, in a religious cult. And they have appalling body scarage from their time there, mental torture, psychological abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, in any way, shape, or form. And whenever I do a reading for someone like that, I invest in myself. I know that you pay a lot of money for your readings. And I promise you, if you have to get rescheduled or do whatever you have to do, you're going to get 100% out of me. I make sure of that. But I take that on too. And there's something that I want to share with you guys, that some of the stuff that you're having nightmares about. Yeah, sometimes it's past dreams, things like that. Past life dreams, this life dreams, things you need to deal with. But if you're having nightmares, it's things that are not serving you. It's your subconscious mind, which doesn't understand the difference between me and outside, because we are one. Okay, does that make sense? When you're having when you're having nightmares and you're having a hard time following them, sometimes it's energy that you're picking up from others. And it's your subconscious mind saying, this isn't mine. Your dreams are a way of purging that which no longer belongs to you. Many times. Not every time. Many times. So I can't tell you, as a reader, the nightmares I have. Because I see a lot of the things. I've asked Spirit not to show me what they can get away with not showing me, if that makes sense. And Spirit's been amazing with that. But for this reading, I asked Spirit to show me everything, because I felt like it was important. It was traumatizing for me, because it's kind of like living through it with them, as them. And I'm not really quite ready, I don't think, to do this. But Spirit's saying, connect with your soul tribe, for they are your healing. I'm not doing this, and I feel so bad about this. I'm going to say this out loud. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for me. Because it's really hurting me right now. And Spirit's saying that you're the ones that can heal me. I need this out of me. This energy. And I never want to share that stuff with you. I know that you guys are here for me, and God, I know that. I never want to share that awful energy with you, though. I always want to come to you with positive, uplifting messages. But it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of an appropriate comparison. I wouldn't be doing you justice. You're also much more brilliant than that and intuitive than that. Okay. I can't read all of these right now. If you have recommendations, you can absolutely send me an email. But believe me, I am working with Spirit on this directly. Right now, I need your prayers. I need your love and light. I need your... Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. So, this song came in, and I have not heard this in probably over a decade. So I'm going to pull up the words because I don't remember them all. But the song popped into my head, and I was like, whoa, blast from the past. Matchbox 20. Let's see if we can get any guesses. Matchbox 20 song channeled in. I bet y'all can't guess which one it was. I bet you can't. It's not a popular one. It's not a popular one. I don't think it is, at least. If it is, I'm not sure. No, not Push, but that's a good one too. Gosh, I truly for a moment forgot they existed. Isn't that funny? Okay, let me see if I can find the lyrics to this real quick. Let me see. Okay, let's see here. Raise your vibe. Send me an email, okay? I have some agreements and disagreements with what you're saying. But I understand what you're saying. But that's not a conversation that I want to get to during this channeling program, if that makes sense. Oh, Lordy mercy. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I can't look right now because I'm trying to find my dang email. Gmail. I put in email.com. That's how flustered I am right now. I put in email.com. Like, just give me my email. So annoying. Whenever it goes like this. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just had to get on because Spirit literally blocked me off from channeling. I sat here for a good 2 hours earlier this afternoon at 2 p.m., at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. I'm like, I'm going live. I'm going live. And I sat here with the camera ready. Like, here I go. Here I go. And I just started bawling every time. Like, there's more to get out. Ooh, Unwell's a good guess, but no, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, that's a good guess, though. 3 a.m.'s also a good guess, Shannon, but also not it. Oh, thank you, Tammy, my love, my sister. Awesome. Yes, thank you, Raise Your Vibes. Please send me an email. It's a song. It's that song where he's depressed. That one. My son, who is no longer here, absolutely loved that band as I do. We connected through music. I love him to pieces. He speaks a lot to me through music. Oh, my darling, darling, darling Patty. I'm so sorry for the loss of your child. And yeah, it's a great, great band. Okay. I have to copy and paste this into a Word document and blow it up to 20 points because I literally am blind as a bat. So give me 2 seconds. This takes way less time than even logging into my email, actually, because this part I'm used to. Okay. So it's called, let's see. Oh, If You're Gone. Another good one, Corey. Oh, that's an awesome one. No, it's not it. Okay, select all. Maybe. You're not going to do that for me today? Okay. That's fine. We have time. 10.5, absolutely not. Let's go to 30. Okay. The song is called Hello from Detroit. Thank you so much, darling. I'm already feeling like a little bit lighter. Spirit knows what to do every time. Before we start shuffling, this is the deck we're going to use, but Spirit said to split this one. I got the Fool, I got the Devil, and I got the Hierophant. which I'm going to explain in a minute. This is not bad cards, but I split it 3 times and that's what came out. What's interesting is under the Fool, I'm going to explain this. Under the Devil, and the Hierophant came out alone. Okay? The song is called Shame. And it reminded me so much. The person that I did this reading for was born into this religious cult. They never knew another world. They weren't recruited. They didn't even join as children. They were born into it. This was the world they knew, and they were highly isolated. Recovering from something like that in one lifetime is nearly impossible. But wow, they're doing great work. I don't know why the song came to my head, and I haven't even read the lyrics myself. I don't think I know the whole song, but I do know the tune, so I'm going to do my best. But it's more about the lyrics. At least that's what Spirit's saying. So listen to this, though, because what I want you to remember is a lot of the shame you carry, my darlings. This is what the channeling coming through is. The shame that you carry, it's not yours. It was part of your culture and your family and your surroundings and your environment. I'm going to cry in this reading, y'all. I'm so sorry. I really, really am going to try not to. Many of you felt like this is simply in your culture or environment. I love you too. Thank you, Virginia. Spirit, I need you here. Welcome, Soul Tribe. If you're new to my channel, you should probably click off now. No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. I'm Val with Eternal Transformations Tarot. I'm terrible at this YouTube thing, but I'm doing my job and just telling you what Spirit's telling me. What we learned here is love tastes bitter when it's gone. Not gonna be able to do this. Past yourself, forget the light, things look dirty. Listen to this. Past yourself. I don't mean past. I mean past yourself, your past life, past you, the past you. Past yourself, forget the light, things look dirty when it's on. How many of you turn off the light because you don't want to look at the swords? What we learned here is love tastes bitter when it's gone. Past yourself, forget the light, things look dirty when it's on. Funny how it comes to pass, all the good slips away. There's no one around you can remember being good to you. Oh, shame. Shouldn't try you, couldn't step by you and open up more. Shame, shame, shame. What we lost here was something better left alone. Second steps been forgotten. Will you tell me how they go? Set yourself, situate like a fool, try again. There's no one around, you can remember being good to you. So, shame. Shouldn't try you, couldn't step by you. Open up more. Shame, shame, shame. I'm going to read this part. We could never think that much. It should never get this bad. We never thought we'd get so troubled. So let the wind blow you across the big floor. But there's no one around who can tell us what we're here for. It's funny in a certain light, how we all look the same. And there's no one in life you can remember ever stood for you. So, shame. Shouldn't try you, couldn't step by you. Open up more. Shame. That shame is the old you. This is not true. This is like walking into the Wizard of Oz as Dorothy. Not understanding what's right, what's wrong, what's up, what's down, what's sideways. Your world has changed. For those of you who have reached spiritual enlightenment, your world has changed. The fates are here to say something. The fates are giving us shine. The fates are giving us shine. There is a change in the wind. Okay. Shame. How much of it is yours? How much of it was the culture you were raised in? I don't want to do this reading. This is for you now. And many of you are holding on to the shame. New life for you. But truth be told, you don't realize that you do have a leg up. That shame was meant to make you stronger. Yet you have let it victimize you, for some of you. This person I had a reading with, she gave me some privileges. And one of them was I was allowed to share her gender, but I chose not to, and I just messed that up. But it is a she. I didn't mean to say that. It's very hard to associate a person and sit there and have her in my head so much. It is a she. There are certain things I'm choosing to leave out. I'm choosing to leave out more than to protect her than I am going to give out. But I will tell you, she was severely brainwashed. Right? To the extreme. To the extreme. And, sorry, my phone's dying. To the extreme, this woman was brainwashed. From birth, could you imagine? Being born into a world of well, we all can, because we've all had our own cultures. Whether we like it or not, you can think that you're a part of the world, but you have your own culture. One that you were born to. It was so severe, something beyond what I've ever truly imagined. I've read books, I've seen documentaries, had plenty of psychology courses in college. That's what I was interested in because that's a lot of what I do. However, this was different. This was something I've never seen the depths of. The depravity of this was something that I've never glimpsed. And I saw the scars. She showed me. She screamed. She cried. We went on for 3 hours. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done for another person, including, it was the hardest thing I've ever done for another person, to take a lot of that. And it wasn't my job to do that. I'm not saying that. It wasn't my responsibility. I'm not saying that either. A lot of it was my choice. I chose to. I knew it would be a burden. I knew that I would have to carry it. I knew I would have to process it. I knew the nightmares would come. And I want you to know, this is on a higher level. But many of you, on a base level, are accepting energies from your workplaces, from your friends. Be very careful to protect yourself before walking into places where people drink alcohol, such as bars and restaurants. Okay? Because just as you, when you are, when you see me look up, if you're new to my channel, I'm just listening. When you are absorbing, funny, alcohol, do you know where alcohol came from? It came from, I'm not sure if it was Latin or Greek. The original term meant to draw the soul out, or pull the soul out, to eat the soul, to pull the soul. So alcohol was created to remove the soul essence of a plant, the life force, the life force of a plant, so that we as humans could absorb that life force as an essential oil. But then at some point, humans started thinking, I'm going to drink it. And I'm not saying alcohol is evil. In moderation, it's not going to do that to you. Absolutely not. In moderation, you can feel that difference, right? You can feel that difference when you start to lose control. That's your soul saying, this is no longer yes, homeopathy gone wrong. Absolutely, my darling. This is your soul, when you start drinking alcohol, mass amounts of it. I'm not talking about a glass of wine. I have a white trash glass of wine right here. Don't worry, that's my line. No, and it's half water, really. But when you are having mass amounts of alcohol, right? For me, that's 3 or more. But it's not always the same. It depends on my energy levels. It depends on what I've gone through that day. I'm starting to realize. It depends on the energy I put out and how much is left of me, because that is your soul, correct? Fantastic. I'm so glad you're getting something out of it. So when you are drinking mass amounts of alcohol, so let's great that y'all are getting something out of this. I just had like 3 spirit guides say, me having my second glass of wine tonight, I know this is my last. But I was shaking before I got on here. And I literally, like, I was almost coming, I had ringing in my ears, almost coming out of my body, and I was sweating. And Tammy, Sister Tammy, y'all know Sister Tammy, she runs the pages for me, my Instagram and my Facebook and everything. She said, whoa, holy sweating, why am I pitting out? Because I don't sweat, not like this. And I do when I'm channeling. And she's like 5 minutes before I got on, she started saying, whoa, you're about to do some channeling. I was so nervous about getting on here on this one because I had no direction for this. And Spirit just said, you have to get on and we will guide you. So let the wind roll in. I just heard that. I don't know what that means. Let the wind roll in. Yeah, okay. So when you drink a couple glasses of wine, have a couple beers, not every night, but after a hard day, or I wouldn't even say that, for the enjoyment in moderation, after an enjoyable day, during a celebration with family, right? It's okay. It's okay. And it truly does calm the heart rate in the beginning if you have 1 or 2 glasses. But if you have more than that, here's what's happening. And I'm telling you this because I actually saw this in a vision. Some of you may have heard this. I think I've shared it one time before. Once. It's kind of personal. So, yeah. Okay. Y'all, please don't judge me on this. But I did go through a really hard time after I got out of the service. And, well, I know you won't judge me. That was a silly thing to say. I went through a really hard time after I got out of the service. Some PTSD, pretty big. And turning to substances such as alcohol and stuff to numb and not feel things, because feeling was super, it was kind of like you can be in hell or not in hell. Not in hell was numbness, void, black, dark. Hell was torture, pain, suffering, to me in my head. Just to clarify. And I finally got down on my knees, begged God, because I had spent over a decade in active duty military, had not done drugs, had been on my best behavior, done everything right, and I felt like, why am I being punished? Wasn't that at all. I was not pulling the swords out of my back. I was allowing them to stab me deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth. I could see my own blood spilling around me and felt helpless. Round and round, right? In that circle I went. Of pain, self-pity, victimization, then martyrhood, all these things. And I sat down and begged God to release me from these chains that tied me to this devil, right? So that I wouldn't have to feel I went to the devil. I didn't consciously do this, but you know what I mean. So I wouldn't have to feel I took advantage of alcohol, took advantage of weed, pot, because pot's great at making you feel nothing. It's also great at making you feel enlightened if you're in a great state of mind. You have to be in a right state of mind, though. You can't just smoke pot every day. It's not enlightening anymore. It's not spiritual anymore. It can be a very spiritual plant if you use it in moderation, my friends, my brothers and sisters. So, I love the next card. Spiritual partnership. So Spirit came to me. It was a spirit guide. It was a spirit guide. It was a male essence. I never saw his face, but now I think I've morphed him in my mind to look like Waterman. Those of you in my soul tribe know who I'm talking about. And we were sitting on a billboard on top, like this, on a billboard, just looking around, so far down below. I was blown away. I was like, how did I get up here? So, yeah, Waterman. Oh, so beautiful. But in my mind, I think I've morphed it into that. But he really was like kind of a faceless light figure sitting next to me. But I did see a form of human, like with his, like his legs were like dangling a little like mine. Not as much as mine, because I was like, oh, I'm on a billboard, y'all. I was so excited. It was so surreal and real. And this was during a meditation, not a dream. And spirit guide. And he was kind of like laughing at me, because I'm like, whoa, you know, I'm up here now, and I was trying to calm down. I remember that. And I started just bawling, because I was at a very low place in my life, because I remembered why I got there, how I got there. And I thought, oh, I'm dying. This is it for me. And he started laughing at me like, you silly girl. No, we need you. And he said, I have something to show you. And I looked down. This is very personal. And I saw the old, gosh, weird accent that comes in whenever one of these spirit guides comes through. I saw the bar I used to like to hang out at, the one that I walked in and I felt comfortable. I'm sorry, I'm not reading your comments right now because I can't hardly even stay in the moment. I'm having a hard time not crying. I looked down, I saw one of the bars I used to like to hang out a lot. And a lot of this bar, because it was so small, a lot of people spent a lot of time outside. And the acreage was pretty good for that. It's kind of in the woods. It's a hideaway, you know. And it was very small inside, and most people spent their time out on the porch. And I'm watching these people I love. People I've known for years. Long, long time. Some of the people that were the only ones there for me when I hit rock bottom. And some of them were the first ones that left when I hit. It's interesting. It has nothing to do with you, but with their fear of getting close to dark. They don't want to be in the dark night of the soul with you. They're like, oh, I haven't hit rock bottom yet. Don't take me down with you. So I'm looking down and I'm watching. A lot of them I don't know either. I remember that. I remember thinking like, I only know a few of them. Like occasionally I would see their souls. But I'm seeing people have a good time. They're drinking. But they're having a great time. There's karaoke going on. Outside, people are gathered around a fire pit. People are laughing. People are hugging. People are talking. Hey, I haven't seen you in so long. And then suddenly, like I felt the time pass, but I didn't feel it pass like we do here. But I knew it passed somehow. I don't know how to explain that part. And suddenly, I knew it had been a while. And I saw some of them start glowing. And I saw their souls lifting up out of their body. But their souls were tethered. It was almost like a intertwined, like a braided almost cord were tethered to them. And I saw like their souls above them. Not everybody, but a few of them. Their souls literally came out of their body and were just floating above them. I thought, what's going on here? What's going on with their souls? I knew that was their souls. I knew that. Because I'm like, that's what I'm seeing in you every time. And I'm like, whoa, why are their souls floating up above them? And he looked at me. And I haven't been able to I don't know why, but I wasn't able to look at him. I could only see my periph. Like I could only get like a periph of him. I don't know why, but my neck would not like actually look at him. He said I'm not ready to see his eyes. I don't know what that means, but I'm not asking yet. But I'm sitting there looking at him. And I realized something. He said, do you know what alcohol means? And I went and looked it up the next day. I did not know it until this meditation. He said, do you know what alcohol means in its first language? He said it just like that. He said, do you know what alcohol meant in its first language? The word is very powerful. I said, no. And he said it to me, and I don't remember it to this day. And I never really even tried to remember it. I went and looked it up. What does alcohol mean? It looked familiar and everything. But I feel like it was something different that came out of his mouth. Like I think there was a previous word that we don't even know. But it basically means to eat the soul, or to pull the soul, to pull the soul. from the body of the living thing. And he said, we gave this ability to you so that you would ingest all of these amazing medicines and plants that we put on your earth for you. There's not a medicine on this plant that won't heal your brain, body, or soul. They're here for you. We gave you a pharmacy on your own planet. You're destroying it daily and replacing it with chemicals. But then you went and ingested it, got addicted to it, abused it. And then here are all these humans, also beautiful life-bearing souls, who are drinking this alcohol in excess, like I have, to a point where the soul has to leave the body because it is now an inhospitable environment. Blew my mind. Why can't we be educated like that? Why can't we be educated like that in school when they're talking about alcohol? You're causing an inhospitable environment for your body. And though your soul is tethered to you, it will pull out. Because your soul is a self-preserving thing. You also cannot destroy energy. You can only transmute it or transform it. But you can't destroy it. So your soul has to, no choice of its own, leave the body in order for it to survive, for you not to die. Some people drink so much alcohol poisoning that they sever that cord to the soul. The soul then, that little cord I saw getting grayer and grayer and grayer the more they drank until they passed out. Passing out is the best thing that can ever happen to you. Then I saw life going right back into it and slowly the soul going back into the body. To see that on that level blew my mind. Changed my mind about how I felt around people drinking. Because what I asked him, I looked at that moment. That was the first time I looked over and he was gone. I said, who's driving the wheel? That's a blackout. But who's driving that wheel? Right? When people are in that state of complete, my soul has had to leave my body because I drink too much. Who's driving the wheel? So now, for whatever reason that Spirit wants to share that, whether you've gone through that in your life or you've been through that with someone else, which we all have, I'm sure, it's much easier to have compassion and love for not only that person, but for your own soul. You wake up now from a moment, when you wake up and you don't remember parts of the evening, which I will not lie, I still have moments that happens to me, like I won't even drink that much and my tolerance is becoming lower and lower because my soul is like, I'm not having it. Like I'll have a couple glasses of wine. I'm like, whoa, that's enough for me because I can feel it happening. The loss of control. Poisoning, it is a poison. But let's remember, alcohol was not sent here to be a poison, to chain us. Sorry, I have somebody obviously Facebook messaging me. Rude. Jason. Okay. So, that's what that's about. I don't know where that came from. That was not what was supposed to be the channeling, but I'm not the picker of the channeling. They are. So someone needed to hear that. Maybe a couple of you needed to hear that, not only for yourself, but for some of your brothers and sisters out there, maybe to support them, right? This devil coming out. Okay. Awesome. Pocahontas, I'm just going to call you out on this because you know, a Native American name, you know, the Native Americans were really powerful on this. They thought that alcohol was the demon, you know, and for many Native Americans, that was truly the killer of their civilization, I believe. I mean, the white people, yes, absolutely, all the white people. I'm not saying, I'm not saying it wasn't that. But a big reason that they stopped fighting back is because it's almost like Americans gave them alcohol and realized it was subduing them, and Native American males had very rarely had alcohol before. A lot of my family comes from Native American heritage, so I've been told. You never know though. But either way, many of us in America have some Native American bonds, and a lot of it was because when they were raping and pillaging, they kept the men quiet with alcohol. And alcohol was not something that Native American men had ever really had in their culture. They would have a little smoke, and that was it. It was all spiritual for them. Alcohol brought in open doors for demons, pretty much. And now you can kind of understand how that could happen. For these people whose souls were so ingrained in the earth to suddenly be lifted from their body, the atrocities that could have happened, the lack of caring. Yeah, it was a pretty rough time. Anyway, I don't know where that came from just now. I'm going to keep moving on with the channeling. Be forgiving, loving, and kind to those who are going through it. It's going to be happening more in the next few years because people are going to be trying to escape the pain that many of you have been going through for many years. There's a reason that there is a first echelon of people to go forward. You know, there's a reason that there's the first wave of soldiers to go forward into the night, into the valley of the shadow of death, without any guidance other than our own intuition and souls. God is guiding you. I promise you. Your light may not look as clear as it will be for those following you, but your path will be wider, broader, and brighter than anyone's because you're bringing people with you. You are a leader. You're a light bearer. You're a light worker. The path is not meant to be easy. It's meant to be amazing. I'm going to repeat that. The path is not meant to be easy, but it's meant to be amazing. How many amazing paths have you had in your life that were easy? How many amazing things have you had dropped into your lap that weren't deserved, that weren't worked for? It is very hard. Oh, yes. Phoenix Lotus and Phoenix Daniil right after each other. Love it. My two phoenixes. You guys hardly ever make it at the same lives, like one of you or the other. It's so funny. Okay, I keep splitting these cards, and I still got 4 major arcanas. We have the Fool. Right behind that. They're wanting you. They're wanting you to trust your intuition, because you cannot be the fool without intuition. You cannot know what's coming when you jump off this cliff, or you are not the fool. If there's a safety net, you are not the fool. It is going to be scary. If it's not scary, why are you jumping? If it's not fun, comfortable, don't even jump. It ain't worth your time. Spirit's saying, yes, you have succeeded. You have accomplished much, but get ready. Do you see how his pedestal is short? That means you're just getting started, baby. This is only the new beginning, the new opening, it's like opening a door to a completely different dimension, which is pretty much what it's going to be like. That's why Spirit keeps channeling out to a lot of channelers, dimension shifts, because that's the verbiage we have in this dimension for it, but it doesn't even cover it. It really doesn't. It doesn't even cover it. But you cannot walk into it. You are a warrior. I want you to know that you are a warrior. I want you to move from that 9 of Swords to this 9 of Wands. I want you to transmute your 9 of Swords energy into this 9 of Wands. And then into your 9 of Cups. You understand? This right here, I know you've been through it, baby. But we all have. It's like I said the other day, a baby with colic, gas, that's the first time it's ever felt pain in its whole life. It may as well be having its arm chopped off because it has no other pain to compare it to. It is the worst pain in that little baby's life it's ever felt. That's why it screams and it cries and it rages. We cannot compare pain. The woman I talked to, the woman I had my personal reading with, the atrocities that happened to her, she was branded. Not like, hey, there's a stamp for you. Slowly branded. Took about an hour and a half for her to get fully branded with a soldering iron. Slowly. She had to be held down by 10 people. From birth, she was taught that everything that was done to her was love, that she was different and special and the rest of the world was going to perish. The rest of the world was evil and wicked. Could you imagine walking outside of your family, your culture, your small family, and thinking that that's hell out there and not knowing any better? Pain is relative. And I can't even imagine some of that. Being taught that pleasing certain elders and people in your group, cult, made you more godly. Sexually, I mean. This happens because we don't talk about it. Because we look at people who follow cult-like values and beliefs and we look at them like, you're stupid. How could you ever fall for that? You're an idiot. That makes us the idiot. They were raised into that culture. They know no better. Or they followed it because, what is it that they say? There's no such thing as joining a cult. Because they don't tell you it's a cult. It's months, if not years down the road before you actually realize, and by then it's too late. This is something that people need to talk about more. I'm not going to use this channel for that today. But I wanted you guys to know how much I was taking in on that one. And that's why it has been very hard for me to get back on. I had to reschedule a few readings. And I'm so sorry for that. But I would never want to walk into your reading with this anyway. It took me down. This is the best I've looked in days. So if that tells you anything. It was hard. And the funny thing was, I got really upset about it. I got angry with God. I got angry with Spirit. Because there are times when it hurts so bad and I see things and I feel things. I felt everything she went through. I opened myself up to it. I lived it. And there are times when I get mad about it. Even though I give permission and I accept it, I still get mad about it. Sorry. But there are times when we have to look at that pain that others went through and realize it is not our own. As an empath, many of you out there are empaths. You absorb a lot more energy on a different scale. I understand that. that you're not realizing are not yours. You must be praying every night before bed to whatever God that you have, to spirit, to your spirit guides, to yourself. I don't care. I don't care. You have got to release the day. There are things that unintentionally, I don't feel like you have evil spirits and beings all over you. You have entities that cling on to you that are so, they don't have consciousness like you and I have. They have less consciousness than dogs. These entities I see on people, less consciousness than dogs. You've got to be praying. That's it. That's all it takes. And it doesn't mean I have to be praying every night on my knees for hours at a time. It takes not time, intent. It takes a belief that what you are saying is true. Today, I walked around my house with sage and started cursing these things. I said, y'all listen up right now. It's time to leave. I've had enough of it. Y'all don't have to have like ritualistic perfect words. Talk to spirit like it's yourself, because it is. Trust me, there would not even be a you if there wasn't a spark of spirit that began it. Everything about you came from spirit. And if you talk authentically to spirit, it's so much more powerful. Talk to spirit like spirit is your actual best friend. Try it out. I had a moment where I just like wanted to huff my sage, and I was like, don't anything come into my nose. I'm just going to huff the sage. Ooh, that's not a good smelling stick. That was a bad one. No, I'm kidding. But truly, what was amazing, what happened was I got really upset. Uncle Jimbo came home and my eyes were black. I hadn't slept because I was too scared to fall asleep. So I started watching Roseanne from season 1, episode 1, all the way through season 9. I don't know why, but I wanted to watch Roseanne. And it took my mind off of it. It was something menial and small, and it got my mind off of it, and I did not want to sleep. And every time I fell asleep, I would wake up screaming. And it was terrifying and traumatizing all over again. I had to see it all over again and feel it all over again. And I started complaining to Uncle Jimbo. And I said, I can't take it anymore. I don't think I can do it. And he said, well, yeah, you have to. You don't really have a choice. You're chosen. I said, no. I wasn't chosen. We are all chosen. I'm just tapping in right now. And he said, yeah. So you can help others tap in. And I said, well, God better make me stronger. And he said, he will. And I am not kidding you, our doorbell rang. We both looked. I was like, what if it's God? What if it's God? And he goes, go see. I'll go hide the pot. Like you can hide pot from God, but whatever. It's the way he thinks. And he did. He went and hid the pot. I went to the door, opened it up, and there was one of those white Amazon vans driving off, but it didn't say Amazon, so I'd assume it was an Amazon van. I've seen it like once or twice, but it was just a white van with one window, no windows in the back. So I knew it was a package van, you know. But I did not order these things. This is what's weird. I got a package. I did not order any of these 5 things. And I got, this is not to a P.O. box. Like, no one has my address. They did not come from anyone. Like, the package just said addressed to Valerie Hamilton. That was it. Well, there you all know my last name too. Just not on point tonight. I got crystal bracelets. And I'm sure they came from someone. I'm not saying God like packaged and sent these to me or his angels, although they are in white packages. They got these crystal bracelets, which I haven't blessed yet, so I'm not wearing, but they all seem to be like, this one looks like amethyst. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful one. I don't know the exact stones. None of them have like writing on the packages. There are 5 of them. And 5 is of struggle. And it reminds me again of the footprints in the sand poem. When God says, when we ask God, Jesus, whoever it is that's for you, God, those times when it was so hard, I was all by myself. Look, there's only 1 footprint in the sand. God says, no, that's when I was carrying you. And right when I told Uncle Jimbo, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. He said, yeah, you can. Because you must. It's your destiny. I said, well, God better make me stronger. And the doorbell rang, saying, I am. And I'm not saying these are all the ways, but it was a message, it was a sign. Oh, darling, I am more here than you think. My lovely, beautiful daughter, I am so much more here than you think, than you can see. And you know, something Tammy said today was, looking back at this past year, even the hardest of hard days, which are so hard, they were more good than bad. But we tend to remember those hard days, don't we? As soon as a bad day comes up, every memory of every hard day in our life and every self-pity pulls in upon us, and we say, oh, poor, poor, pitiful me. And that's human. That's human. What's divine is rising above that. Right? Rising above that. So I had these beautiful gemstone bracelets or crystal bracelets come in. I never ordered them. It's beautiful. Beautiful. And the timing was truly divine. So, let's pull a couple cards for the soul tribes. If you guys have been going through it, you know, I don't have good glasses. So I will be reading these later, and oftentimes I will send you an email or text you. If you would like a response, please make sure to leave your email in the comments below, or email me at my page, which is also below in the description box. For those of you that don't know, YouTube demonetizes 100% of my videos still. Donations are pretty much how I'm making it, truly. The personal readings are becoming harder and harder for me because I'm taking on the energy, and it's harder to read for the collective. And even, I'm not saying people are trying to drain me by any means, but I become involved. And then I end up kind of a little bit like this. I need healing, right? So, for those of you who have donated to me, we are going to be doing a drawing on the next live reading. I just printed out all of the names, and I need to cut them into little bitty teeny tiny strips, and we're going to put them in the hat, and we're going to draw. See who it is. That's everybody that donated in the month of November. For everybody donating in the month of December, you will get put into the free drawing for a $180 1-hour live reading with me. $5 or more. And for those of you who have donated, I have individually prayed for each and every one of you. I choose 2 people a night. And there are many nights I don't even get one. Like a donation, but I generally get, you know, like $5 or so a night, and maybe $10. Sometimes I'll get lucky and get like a 20. But I do pray for each and every one of you individually, and I know that I have not only been in a place, but I am in a place right now where I can't always support the channels that I want to support, and I understand that when you can't, you can't. You give when you can, and when you can't, save your money and do what's right with it. Okay? Pray for me. Hit like and subscribe. It's like tipping. Share my videos with people. Raise your own vibrations by raising the world's. For those of you who it's touching. Fork in the road. I'm feeling this for many of you. The fork in the road. 2020 for some of you is looming, and you do feel like you're out of time. Be flexible, okay? There is going to be an energy shift, they're saying. This fork in the road isn't going away, but they are letting you know this may be a prime time to take it. Maybe a prime time to take it. And it is going to mean getting uncomfortable. For those of you new to my channel, fun comfortable. The fun does not start until you get uncomfortable, my darling. But you gotta get uncomfortable. You gotta leave your comfort zone. Be flexible, and come to the edge. How many of you are scared to do this? Yeah, I know. If it's not absolutely terrifying to jump, it's not for you. And if you don't fly just a little bit when you first jump, it's not for you. You should have a moment of flight, like the wind catches your sails. And then you're going to start diving down. You're going to be like, whoa, this is way too much for me. I'm not sure if I can handle it. And then here is Spirit saying, where's that one card? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You. And then here's Spirit saying, oh no, baby, you just got going. Oh, honey, if you think that's your range of sight from up there, like this guy right here doesn't realize how much more there is to come. He's about to be standing on a mountain back here. He has no clue. You don't perceive of what Spirit is ready to hand you. You don't see how amazing it's going to be. You are a light bearer. You are going through it first. But others are going to see you do this, and it's not going to be so scary for them. You are here to pave the way as a pioneer, which means getting fun comfortable. Even after you've been through this, working your butt off without any kind of designed plan. It's not easy, you guys. It was never meant to be easy. Never, ever, ever. Get it out of your head. People make it seem like your dream is going to fart in your lap and then, oh, I was just meant to do it. No, it's going to be hard dang work. The hardest work you ever did in your life. In your whole life. Be willing to work for it. And know that you're going to get your dream. Know that you're going to face a little resistance. If you're facing daily resistance, daily pushback, maybe it's not for you. But don't give up at the first sign of resistance. Don't give up at the first sign of, I can't do it. Like me today. Because there is a rainbow. Your milk and honey, baby. It's right around the corner. Look at the baby elephant. That's how you're going to feel. Oh, I am so glad. It's like Dumbo when he first finds his mom again. He's like, oh. That's how you're going to feel. Innocent. What do I always say? Like a child again. Passionate and innocence braided together is true joy. That's true human. That's what God wants you to experience. That's what Spirit wants you to experience. Passion and innocence rolled into one. But you can't walk into that with all these, can you? That's not for you. You got to put these down so you can have this again. Recognize what is yours still to own. And put it back when it's no longer yours. Who are you doing this for? Shame. Couldn't try you, couldn't step by you. Open up more. Y'all should go listen to that song after this. See what it means to you. So it's a hard one for me, you guys, and I will be back on with my normal, joyful, chipper self very soon. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a hot bath, and they're gonna baby me for a little bit, they said. They say, don't waste your hay, rather gather and create. Be of service, be a sensible person. Use your words and don't be nervous. You can do this, you've got purpose. Find your medicine and use it. I love you, my soul tribe. I'm going to go back and watch every one of these comments, and I'm going to respond at the bottom of this live feeding because I just couldn't today. I didn't want to start crying. I'm so sorry. I can hardly see because I've been crying so much. I just had to get on here and get connected with you guys. I felt adrift without you. It was terrible. And Spirit said, you need them. And I said, no, I don't want to give them this. And thank you for helping me to transmute my energy. I felt it, and I felt your prayers. Spirit, infuse my soul tribe with the innocence of passion that they need to continue this journey. Help them to drop what no longer serves them, to pull the swords out of their back and put it into their arsenal. For those who have been through extreme pain, like all of us, truly, help them to see it, feel it, and release it, so that they can see that light at the end of the tunnel, and that you have been there the whole time. They may not have known before, but they will know now. You may not know how you're going to get there, but this light is for you. I love you, my soul tribe. Like and subscribe. Catch you on the flip side.